Hello, friends, enemies, frenemies, and splenemies. My name is Spiffy, but you can just call me Spiffy, they them pronouns. Today I'll be playing Otto Hastings in a totally normal FPS that does not involve the murder of a beloved character. Hoosh will be joining us. Hoosh, say some words about yourself.
Hey, I'm Hoosh or Miles, doesn't matter what you call me, and today I will be playing Mac-Beth Shivers, and they are a precious character I've had for a long time, and this will be their first FPS with anybody.
And it'll be about murder. Are we ready to start, Hoosh?
Absolutely.
I love your enthusiasm. Let me get into my narrator voice on. There is a stern difference between coincidence and irony. To alleviate this mistake, I will provide two examples. Example 1. A hitman has been given false information about their next target. The photograph and name is not the actual target, but instead a randomly selected individual. They will likely be killed, with some complications coming after the deed is done. This example is a coincidence, as it has no contrary nature. Example 2. A hitman has been given false information about their next target. The photograph and name is not the target, but instead a blathermouth, but friendly blathermouth. The hitman is told to hang out with the target and get as much information about some shadowy group as possible. This is ironic because he is going to die, and yet under the idea that he has made a friend. In this session, we will see Mr. Otto Hastings, played by Spiffy, be tracked down by a Mister Mac-Beth, played by Hoosh, and killed brutally at the end of the day. How fun!
Exactly, how fun.
It's gonna be so fun, guys. We're gonna have so much fun. Otto is going to die at the end of this FPS. Um,
Probably.
let's start with you, Hoosh. How does Mac-Beth get his information, and what is his morning routine coming into work?
His morning routine is getting up at 6 a.m. So currently he is making breakfast for his daughter Micah. Funny that this family has a lot of names that start with M. So Macbeth is here cooking his daughter some food so she can go to her tutoring for being a doctor. And she is sitting on the couch anxiously tapping her feet together, doing as little kids do. And Macbeth is stirring the pot, flipping the pancakes, doing anything he can to make this breakfast a spectacle for himself in this day of monotony.
That's so wonderful. Then comes the next job. How does his, let's call them employers, inform him?
They normally inform him by text or calls. So the most common way is via text because they know he has a child, and same child doesn't need to know about these types of dealings.
Well, unfortunately for Hoosh, right as he's stirring a delicious pot of something or another and flipping pancakes with something or another in them, his burner phone, which he uses for work, gets a ring. A new text has arrived. What that means is almost 95% of the time, a new job listing.
With this, he groans, pulls the phone from his pocket, uses his facial recognition to open it up automatically, taps on the text number thing, and just starts to scroll through the message boredly. Gosh, can't he just get one break? He just got home.
Uh, Luckily, this is an easy target with good pay. Uh, through some magic, Macbeth has lucked out. The name given is a Coda Walker. There is a description and some photos, not very good photos, they're mostly blurry, of a tune about 5'6", give or take, black hair, red eyes, very sketchy, and in a very simple outfit. Hoosh is laughing for no reason in particular. Don't worry about it. Uh, alongside this description, you are given a very simple instruction of getting to know the target and getting information of insert shadowy organization here.
Mac slams the phone down on the countertop, grabs his face, drags his palms down over his eyes, letting out a loud groan of,
Oh,
of stress.
oh, buddy.
After that moment of trying to cool off, he picks up back the phone and is just like, yeah, sure. What's the address? He's typing this down. What's the address? Sure, he'll take the job. But imagine this, what I'm saying, in a more professional sort of way.
Yeah, like I am interested in this contract. Good lord. Uh, Almost right away, you are pinged back with an address and further description, as well as a let's call it politely worded warning if the deal goes wrong. Um, with that, you have to flip some pancakes still, and the morning goes on.
Yep.
Uh,
Flipping pancakes. His daughter's probably still anxiously waiting. She's calling, Papa, what's taking so long? I want my pancakes.
oh,
He's like, dear, it's okay. Don't worry about it. Pancakes are almost done, and you'll have your favorite fruit right beside it. Okay? He's like, okay.
the phone on the now table is zoomed in on, and we see the perspective of Coda Walker. We see that image with the black hair, red eyes, and in a smash cut, we cut to a very similar looking tune, about the same size, about the same shape, just with a very different demeanor and a very different outfit. Otto Hastings, God, what do I want this stupid man to do right now? I'll say right now, he is enthralled by a mime that is in tune, the town. He's trying to get the mime to speak. This has been his morning for about an hour and 30 minutes. Otto Hastings, of course, is a sketchy bard. Sketchy in the sense of drawing, not in the sense of morality. Uh,
That
he
would be
Yeah, his most tragic aspect is his heterosexuality and his cisnormativity. Uh, it's very tragic, terrible.
so much tragic.
It's so tragic. As he is assumedly trying to tell jokes to get this mime to break. Well, it's the end of the morning, Hoosh. Macbeth gets to go to work.
Yep. He's getting ready to get to work. He's taking all the safety precautions. He's got his cyanide pill in the back of his jaw. He's got the loads of flat weapons stored all over his body. And despite all that, he's still wearing a sleeveless turtleneck and some pants. And that's basically it. How he fits all this, he's not a tune, so I don't know.
Hard work and determination.
Hard work and determination and experience.
Finally, we get to what we think is Coda Walker's routine, which is giving up on the mime and finally stomping back to his house, kind of annoyed a little bit because he couldn't get the mime to laugh, and that's gonna bug him for the rest of the day. I assume as Coda gets his hand on the doorknob to open up to the apartment complex he lives in, I'll say that Macbeth gets to arrive.
Yep.
What
the Mac is just trailing down the sidewalk, takes a brief look, looks back to where he was going, takes a pause, backs up, checks the address on his burner, supposed burner and starts smoothly changing his gait all the way over there, changing to a formal greeting of, "Hey, hello there. I suppose you wouldn't be, good, would you?"
This tune, which you thought was the right guy, turns around and nope, that is very much blonde, sketchy hair and very much not red eyes. They are, in fact, quite black and quite adorable in the sense of like you would keep him in a terrarium and feed him lettuce. Uh, Big turtle energy. This person known as Coda waves back. Oh, I mean, I used to be. Oh, are you interested in the OBO game? Yeah, no. I think, oh man. Oh boy, no, because I'd have to ask Rat Kid. We stopped doing the sessions, and he just starts going along on this gigantic monologue referencing these different things. Uh, Macbeth, I need to make you a roll to see how much you understand what he's saying.
Oh boy, what role would that be?
I'm just gonna say investigation or just straight intelligence if you don't have a proficiency in that.
Okay, I have to get to his sheet real quick because I have a memory problem.
That is perfectly fine.
Let's check investigation. That is a +4.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Smart cookie.
Oh yeah, he is. He has to be.
Ugh. That's concerning. We're not gonna worry about that right now. Boy.
17.
Yeah, with a 17, you realize this person's name is Otto, and he plays a character known as Coda Walker in some sort of, he described it as a tabletop role-playing game. Your guess is as good as mine as to what that is. In short,
Internally, he's just like, oh god, it sounds like what my daughter plays.
oh no. In short, you're not sure if this is the right guy. The description given was of a entirely different, well, for lack of a better word, character. As he finally pauses his spiel, he finally like puts his hand up like, oh my goodness, I am so sorry. Whew, sorry, I was kind of riled up all day. I was trying to get this mime to laugh at my jokes, and he just wasn't budging. You know what? You know when that happens? Hate it every time. Stupid mimes.
Right. I suppose that would be a little bit of a concerning thing if you're not, he sort of taps his chin. You live here, right?
Live here, boy. This is Toontown. I am here. You know what I'm saying? He raises his eyebrows up and down with a twink, twink, twink sound effect.
Meg getting a little bit of feeling a little bit more awkward at this point. Just sort of gives him the finger guns back and is like, right.
Right. Hey. No, but seriously. I'm assuming with how you're standing and how you are somehow not covered in tar and feathers right now, you're new here?
Um, yes. Yes, I'm new in a way, and I suppose I'm new.
Otto automatically fails his insight check because he is a moron. Uh, that's a ruling from me, Spiffy. Otto is like kind of lights up, even gets a light bulb above his head. Oh my gosh, have you not like been around town yet? Like I'm pretty sure. I'm just I'm not trying to judge, but just looking at you up and down, you look like a man who's done some hours, you know.
Um,
You
yeah.
yeah you're.
Yes,
It's difficult
I
to
would.
tell if Otto means done some hours, as in has been here a while or has done a lot of work, or has done some hours in prison. There is no way of knowing what he meant.
Knowing that, he's just like, he automatically goes to, I have never been in prison.
Oh, believe you me, neither have I think. Oh, well, no, hold on. There was that one time I was locked in the jailhouse for a completely other situation. I didn't do anything actually wrong. So I don't know. Have you ever had like a peanut butter sandwich?
I have to make them every day.
You you just eat peanut butter all day?
Yes.
Blink, blink, blink. All right, so you'll know what I'm talking about when I'm talking about this. So I was trying to make myself a peanut butter sandwich, right? And this guy comes up and says, I have a peanut allergy. Why are you making a peanut butter sandwich in here? And I'm in a cafe, I'm making my own sandwiches in there. And I'm like, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry. And he starts calling the police. So I start to freak out. I'm starting to freak out. So I don't know if it's considered assault if you hit them with a peanut butter sandwich, but apparently it's a morally gray area. I got let out for, well, that's a whole other different story. I don't really want to go into it. How about
Mac, in all of his wisdom, is just like, yes, just clears his throat. Yes, that is assault.
okay? I didn't know that at the time. I thought that like slapstick via food violence was considered a-okay. Turns out, bit of a social faux pas. Hey, and this is just a crazy idea. Wow, how about I take you around town? Because you have not seen Toontown, all right? You're living in it, you're working in it, you haven't seen it.
All right, I suppose that'll do. He's just struggling to grab his phone to check to check whatever his the emission information is.
Sure. Yeah, you are reminded that you need to spend time with this person and that they could have an alter identity. You are reminded that they potentially are murderous or have like been to prison. It's once again very vague, and a lot of the backstory seems fictional in some way. Uh, Hard to tell if any of it is real. But again, you're instructed to spend time with this gentleman and to kill him. A tour around Toontown would actually be the perfect opportunity to do both of those things.
Mac just slides the phone away and it's like, sorry, I had to check if my daughter was getting to her tutor and
Oh, you have a daughter?
yes.
Oh man, we are gonna get right along. I'm an only child actually. I only have my two dads, but I have a lot of cousins, and I swear, daughters like the like nice ones, I love them. Great. I did know a couple mean daughters though. You gotta watch out for those.
Yeah, so a tour would be very nice.
All right. And he strolls up with like a very like cha walk and stretches out a gloved hand to shake. Mac-Beth, you are about half a foot taller than this gentleman. It's a bit strange. Otto Hastings, I guess
He's like
tour
five
guide.
foot four, right? No, 5'6". So
Yeah.
X is like 6'6".
Yep. So you're a full foot taller than this man. Uh, and he holds out a hand. Otto Hastings, I guess tour guide right now.
Like, should I have him use a fake name or should he just use his name?
Either works. That is fully on you.
Mac sort of looks at the hand, slowly clasps it in both of his hands. It's like, Mac-Beth. Well, you can just call me Mac or Beth or MB. It doesn't matter what you call me as long as you remember that the name is hyphenated.
Hyphenated. Oh yeah, no, I had a lot of friends with hyphenated names. Some friends would put apostrophes in names as little surprises so that they could trick the court. It was a whole scheme. You have no idea. It was kind of funny actually. You see, they tried to do this beekeeping business, right? And he goes on another tangent as you are walking to a new location. You understand about half of it. It seems like his friends tried to sell honey to a place and then buy their own honey back. Uh, you have no idea how much money they could have made for this. It couldn't have been more than like 10 gold pieces.
Well, that's That's a pretty crappy scam.
Oh no, it was definitely just to be funny.
That's when he remembers, oh yes, he's dealing with toons.
He
They
gives
do
it.
like to do things for shits and giggles all the time.
Otto has big dumb fucking smile. As you arrive to our first location, shall we go mini golfing?
We shall go mini golfing.
Otto takes you to a big building. It is an indoor mini golf place, simply called Spooky Mini Golf. There is not any theming or like any name like Jolly Ranchers Crazy Mini. No, it's just Spooky Mini Golf.
That is the theme.
That is the theme. It has like yellow and like yellow text with like a black background, like a skeleton on it that's like posed up, like heh. And he like shows you to this front of the building, like poses in front of it, like ta-da, and he's looking so excited about Spooky Mini Golf right now. You have no idea.
I need to check because I wonder if Mac will be excited to do spooky mini golf.
Would Mac be excited about? I think he would be excited about Spooky Mini Golf.
I'm gonna use a D2 to decide whether he's excited by it or not. That is the one. He is not enthused, but he's keeping up an act of all smiles and clapping his hands.
Yay. A golf clap, if you will. All right. And Otto goes up to the counter where there is a small, I guess, let's say a Luthian tune working there. And he says, all right, just me and Mac. I have the rewards card, so I actually get a slight discount. It's pretty neat thing. He brags about this. You don't know why he is.
God, that is such a straight person thing to do.
That's I'm so sorry, all straight people. I am going to roll for his hammer space. And I roll a 1. Let me find the fumble. Hold on. Always great to start off a game with that. Let's see.
Always.
Always
Round of
wonderful.
applause here, everybody.
We're doing great. Hoosh, you can entertain the audience while I'm having to Google this because I don't remember what the fuck hammer space is.
Okay.
Okay, found it. Never mind. It's fine. That is a 4. He pulls out a full step ladder. Oh, hold on. Sorry, this is my ladder.
Mac is just wondering why he needs a ladder. He's not gonna voice this out loud, but why? Why wouldn't you just use your hands and feet to climb onto things?
Otto can surprisingly tell the like change in expressions. Like, oh no, don't worry. I meant to pull out my like little patch of gold. This is just my ladder for ladder related businesses. Will Mac correct him that it is a step ladder and not a real ladder?
No, he will not correct him. He needs to have this one moment of bliss before he checks the bucket.
Wonderful. Otto's gonna go ahead and put it back and try once more. That is a success. He pulls out a pouch of gold. It comes out from his hat, so he pulls it out like a rabbit from a hat type thing. When he first starts pulling it out, you're probably thinking like, oh, he probably doesn't carry much on him because he's a smart killer guy, whatever the fuck the job described Coda as. So he pulls out a sack containing about 300 gold pieces. It is comically large, and he puts a single gold piece on the table and then puts the sack back.
Mac just holding his hands together and just like, why don't you tip them for us?
Oh, that's a great idea. He pulls out 2 more gold pieces and put them down. The Luthian Toon happily takes the money and like, all right, you can go get your clubs over there and have a spooky time. And they do a little prestidigitation to make like skulls and bones appear. Otto is absolutely on board. I'll say they begin to play a round of 18 holes of spooky mini golf. Uh, if you would like, Mac can ask interrogation questions while they are putting away.
I just realized you didn't come up with a name for the super secret organization.
Oh yeah, no, I left that up to whatever the fuck we want it to be.
I was thinking that it'd be like the main organization that was played in Otto's games.
Oh no. Okay. Otto Hastings, or sorry, Coda Walker. That's his. Otto Hastings is his code name, obviously. You know that Coda Walker is a well-known Huan Ti cultist. The Snake People. His his job includes such fun things as kidnapping, poisoning, and generally being not very good people. For reference, this Huan Ti is based off of a lovely game written by hosted by our very own Mikey, which you can watch. Eventually, the video hasn't come out right now as the time of recording. The Huan Ti are not related to the Wizards of the Coast version of them because they, for some reason, do a bunch of Asian racism shit with them, and we hate that.
We absolutely hate it.
We really hate it.
See it.
Hate it so goddamn much. So yeah, Coda Walker is a high-ranking Huan Ti cultist. You know that the Huan Ti are snake-worshipping, old god-worshipping, not great people. So, you see this cultist happily like strutting away on the golf or the first hole, like kind of wiggling his hips, getting ready for the first putt, and he winds up his arms and goes, pew! I'm going to roll. Hoosh, what do you think golf would be? What is the golf stat in this game?
I think the golf stat.
It's a great sentence.
Should be performance.
Oh, that's a bad idea. Okay. He swings, and on a 19, it bounces off the skeleton. It bounces off the secondary skeleton. It bounces off of the ooze and lands almost right next to the hole. It's not quite a hole in one, and he kind of huffs like, ah, man. Usually I get that trick shot.
We just started, audience member.
Yes, audience member of the voices. So he looks back to Mac and politely puts Mac's ball down. Luckily, the golf clubs are, like scopic golf clubs, so you can actually change what height they're at for the taller tunes and shorter tunes. And he just kind of like gestures like, all right, please, the floor is yours. Remember, you gotta want to keep it like a little loose, a little tight. Hit it nice and quiet. We're just hitting, it's putt-putt.
As he's gonna do this, he's thinking about questions to ask. He's sort of looking at
Coda.
Otto.
Yeah.
That's quotation marks. And he's just sort of like, so, what's this sort of deal with? He just takes a big pause as he takes the swing. 15.
On a 15. Would you like to describe how this man plays golf?
He just sort of, he's never really played putt-putt. He's never really done this before, so his posture's a little sloppy.
I would like to give an idea. Because he is well versed in blunt object trauma, he is really good at putt-putt for some reason.
Yes.
He hits it with surgical precision. Concerning.
Yep, basically, yes. Concerning amount of skill with hitting things with clubs.
Mm-hmm.
As he sort of asks, like, so, I know I forgot the name of his character. Dang it! Please
Otto.
remind me.
Otto.
Otto? No, the character
Oh, Coda.
of the
Sorry.
character. Coda. I think so. Coda, hun, sweetheart. You know, I know what you do. It's fair to say that we all have our chances in life, and I'm proud to say that she took yours as he hits the golf ball. And it's like, so how many people have you kidnapped?
He's like, hold on. And he starts to laugh. It's very like a kind of like a weird goblin laugh. And he has to put a hand up like, no. I think you misunderstand. Coda's not an evil character. Coda's like a neutral good type kind of guy.
Ah, are you sure about that?
Yeah, no. Hold on. Let me pull out his character sheet. And as he's taking his second putt, he uses only one hand to putt it because he feels like showing off. He's gonna roll another hammer space. Succeeds this time. He pulls out a very, very worn paper sheet of paper. Written at the top left is Coda Walker. And at the top left is a cool-looking ogre in a dungeon, and the name Ogres and Oubliettes. If you would like, please make a history check to see if you recognize the name Ogres and Oubliettes.
Oh god. That's literally what his daughter plays. Can I have an advantage on this?
You can just have it. If that's what his daughter plays, you just have it.
Okay.
You recognized almost immediately a character sheet. The person you are talking to is not Coda Walker. You are talking to the person whose character is Coda Walker. This doesn't necessarily debunk the fact that he's secretly a cultist, but it puts it into question. He starts showing you a old sheet that seems to have survived through middle school of Coda Walker. The age listed has very clearly been changed hastily from 15 to 23. It looks near identical to Otto, except his hair is different. He has cool eyes. He's a human fighter, of course. And instead of being 5'7", he's 6 foot. That's the only difference.
They're like, I see.
Yeah, no, as you can see.
My daughter plays that game too.
Oh, yeah, no. Oh, gosh. Oh, man. He or she. Oh, you're right, she's a daughter. That was a spiffy mistake, but that's so in character that I'm keeping it in. Man, if she's interested, there's this camp. I cannot recall the name for the life of me right now, but I internet this sort of camp type deal. Camp camping, that's it. Sorry. Me and the other, host people. What is the name of those people? They look after the kids at the camp. What are the camp counselor? That's it. We have this little kind of secret game that we play with this kid called Rat Kid, and he DMs the whole thing. Honestly, she would probably do great at camp camping. And he is going to roll hammer space again because Spiffy knows chaos. Otto pulls out a small business card for this camp called Camp Campin'. It seems to be a sort of summer camp for kids of all ages to explore and find treasure and overall have a fun time. He hands you to it and is very clearly nice. He hands you this card and there's no reason that a cultist should try and get you into a camp unless the camp was a cover-up for their secret cultist operations and the pieces start falling together for Mac.
He's like, I see what you're doing here. You're not getting your hands on my kid.
Does he say that?
Yes.
Oh my god. What? It's frowning. No, it's a camp. They do summer activities and eat ice cream and stuff.
He He's trying so hard to want to believe his employers. He wants to believe his employers so bad. But this idiot beside him keeps knocking nails into a faulty brick.
Yeah. With that, he'll like put the Vince card away. I mean, I guess if you're like concerned about like kidnapping and stuff, I mean, it hasn't happened at camp before, but like I understand. Parenthood, it's a difficult thing to do. Why don't we just keep playing, and he'll hit in his ball, and allow you is a par 2 hole, so you both get a entire par. It's very nice.
Yes, you both get a par.
Hooray! I say to myself, my brain is slipping. Shall we do a speed up to the windmill hole, because that is the most important hole in all mini golf?
Yes, windmill hole, the final hole.
It is hole
Grand
18.
Canyon of all holes.
There is a giant windmill that looks too big for the room that it's in. And instead of standard like wooden like windmills, it is made of bones. Spooky. The bones are very clearly styrofoam.
Of course.
It's
Mac rolling his eyes. Jeez. He's whispering to himself. So he's just like, jeez, couldn't they just find anything that looks real enough?
Couldn't they just supply themselves with real bones? Otto will stand up for his final hit. And that is a 11 plus 9 is a dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
He banks it off the skeleton skull on the front of the windmill. It pinks off, manages to hit like one of the lights in the air, banks off, and goes in the hole. And he celebrates this. He does like a full like knee slide, like, yes! Whew, I've been training for that one for so long.
Mac smiling, and he sways up to his spot. He's eager about this. He hasn't played any sports before, much less mini golf. He doesn't get to do much. That's the point. He doesn't get to do much other than his work. So he's squaring up, he's taking a page from Otto's book onto posture.
Mm-hmm.
And with the ruthlessness of how he normally swings a bat at somebody's head, he gets a 19.
I'm gonna give you like a +2 on that. We could say that is absolutely like a 20 or something, because that is hilarious.
That would make it like a 21 then.
Yeah. How does he hit through? I'm assuming he is hitting into the windmill's hole without caring if the windmill is up or down or not.
Exactly, yep.
Yeah, you break through the shitty styrofoam with your golf ball and manage to nab another hole in one. And Otto like scratches his chin, like nodding along, like, oh man, I never thought of going through the bones before. Oh, I gotta write this down. One of our ghosts from the gallery chat says, you could say that Mac-Beth is killing this game. Good job, Ghost.
Good job.
Otto will reach up for a big high five. You both, I'm assuming, managed to pretty much go even in terms of score. Both of you managing to keep pretty under par. He goes up for like a big high five.
Mac just, as Otto is expecting this, he just lightly taps the hand against this. Not like a full high five, but high five enough that where it barely passes as a high five.
It's a low five. Well, it's high. All right. See, that wasn't so bad.
What's the next stop?
Oh.
And he's about to say Coda, and he's just like, Otto.
Yeah, Otto. That's, yeah. Well, seeing as you are clearly not a fan of the refined arts, and he gestures to the fine art that is spooky mini golf, uh, there is. Oh, man, I gotta think of something. Oh, are you a type of plant man? Do you like plants? Big on plants?
He just has to pause for a moment and he's just like, sure, I've been looking forward to expanding my garden.
Then the botanical garden has actually opened up. It is a weekday, of course, so it's probably going to be not too busy. If you want to come along, shouldn't be too much of a like high thrills thing. But honestly, I always just kind of love the gardens. My dad's like a woodworker, so uh, pretty much anything with plants, I'm supposed to be a big fan of. Never got the green thumb from him, but uh, you know.
Mm. It is like, all right, let's go. And he's
Yeah.
sort of thinking of another question while this is going on. He's like, was it too forward last question?
Do I need to be more subtle about the snake cultists? Yeah, Otto will drag poor Mac by the hand and take you to the Toonkind Botanical Garden. It is a massive greenhouse with a truly vast variety of plant and some animal life. There is a butterfly sanctuary where you are allowed to just stand in a room with glowing and just patterns upon patterns butterflies. Otto takes you to that one first, since he assumes you are a fan of the tiny flappy things. And he just stands in the middle of the room and sits on a bench. And for once, Otto is not hyperactive. He is sitting very calmly and just looking at the butterflies, enjoying himself.
Not many people know this. And Mech is trying his best. I'm gonna do a wisdom save,
Oh boy.
which
What a
is gonna be horrible for him
Oh, what's his
because
whiz?
it's a minus stat.
Oh, it's a -2 when you rolled a natural 6. Hey, bud, that's a 4.
He's crying and sobbing. You now know that he is absolutely terrified of butterflies.
Oh, is he like he's like actually crying?
Yes.
Oh my god. Okay, Otto, like, he was very calm, he was smiling. He looks to Macbeth and he is horrified. Um, Otto immediately grabs can I have just a moment of like stupid strength to happen that like
Yes,
shouldn't? Okay.
absolutely.
Otto literally picks up the entirety of Macbeth in both of his arms, full on princess carry, and walks him out of the room and to a completely bug free flower garden. The flowers are arranged in a more natural state instead of the more ditzy something something Disneyland flower exhibits. He puts you down on the bench and he grabs like a plastic bottle of water and like gives it to you. Are you okay? Hey, listen, Mac, it's all right, Mac.
Sorry.
No, Mac. Hey, listen. I, I'm sorry about that. Oh boy, I was expecting this one to be a little more calmer than the mini golf. Um, Otto kind of hunches over. Yeah, are you gonna be all right?
He just sort of nods, takes the bottle, and just starts chewing on it without so much as a thought to the liquid that's inside.
Chewing on it?
Yep.
Okay, so you take this plastic brandless water bottle because I don't want to get sued, and you start chewing on it, and Otto like s- starts to kind of laugh, but then doesn't. He chooses not to laugh in this instance, which is strange for him. Uh, listen, we can go get some like food or something. Like I'll get you a meal or just I I gotta make this up to you somehow, you know?
He just sort of shrugs, now puncturing holes into the water bottle with his very sharp teeth. If y'all don't know that Mac has a lot of teeth and they are very sharp. They're like knives, and he is basically stabbing this poor water bottle with his teeth.
Otto laughs a little bit at that and takes out a handkerchief from his breast pocket and like dabs around Mac to make sure he's not getting wet or anything. Um, okay, there we are. Um, Jeez, I really should ask before dragging you to some new place. I'm sorry, man.
Mac just sort of waves off the worry. I'm, I'm gonna say the water bottle helped him.
Okay.
But chewing on things is a family thing that helps basically the entire family calm down. So that's his business. So he's getting more calm the more he chews on this plastic bottle.
Uh, I'll say Otto notices that, and he's gonna roll. And you know what I'm about to roll. You know I'm rolling that hammer space every time. It succeeds somehow. Uh, he pulls out a foam American football. Well known to everyone as the most crunchable object, and just kind of gently grabs away the water bottle and replaces it with the football. It's just like, hey, if you're gonna be chewing on something, have it be something that was meant to be chewed on. All right.
He gives him a thumbs up, sort of stands up a little, sort of brushes off his shoulders. I'm gonna roll performance to see how well he's able to pick up the shambles of his pride.
Man's just had a breakdown in the botanical garden. I don't know how you. Oh well, you
It's a
covered that pretty
19,
well.
eh?
Yeah,
He recovers pretty dang well.
he's seen worse probably. Well, he's probably not seen worse, but it's fine.
I mean, a, when he was living in Ranson, a giant butterfly did fall on his face dead, so that's probably what traumatized him.
Gotcha. Fun. Uh, he finally nods. Uh, I guess. What is something you're interested in? Anything in the world.
That needs a moment to think. He doesn't have hobbies. He's a parent. He's a single
Oh,
parent that has to homeschool.
oh, baby. Uh,
He
uh,
doesn't have much to do, so he's just standing there frozen. His face just he's tapping his fingers together. He's looking around awkwardly. And he's just like, I like guns, I guess.
hmm, hmm, hmm. And he starts to get an idea. Well, have I got the place for you? We smash cut directly, and I'll get approval on Hoosh for this one. Uh, Carnival games. Uh, Otto is going to take you to a shooting range type thing where you have to shoot the duckies, and we're about to see Mac-Beth pop the fuck off. Um,
Yep.
we
It's in the job description.
we cut to a a carnival. There's nearly always a carnival in town, in Toontown. Uh, Otto takes you to the duck stand. I forget what the fuck it's called. Shooting ducks. Duck gallery. Jesus. Uh, and pays again without really asking if Mac wants to pay. And gives him a thumbs up and hands him a toy gun. He is using a bardic inspiration to give you a d6 that you can add to your roll. Uh,
Oh God.
go
I'm
ahead and
tempted
make
to have Meg pull out one of his own guns.
no,
No, no havoc with that yet. No havoc from that just yet.
just yet. It is going to happen, but not just yet. Go ahead and make me gun. This is an attack roll. And you have a bardic inspiration to use. Hooray!
All right. I'm gonna use his normal gun stat for plus to the plus hit, so that would be a D20 plus 8 for the plus hit.
Yep.
That's a 22.
You
He
want to add a
doesn't need
plus?
that.
You want a D6 to that just to make it funny?
No, I'm
Okay.
saving that.
I mean, hey, listen, 10 minutes is a long time. Uh, you, do you want to describe how he handles a gun, or may I?
I have to do this.
Please do.
I have to.
Go off, King.
Max takes it. He's very quick with his movements. It's almost like he's done this many times over. He picks it up, loads it, aims, shoots, both hands straight, arms slightly bent to reduce the knockback. And he's doing this over and over. He's going wild on this. Knocking every single target out of the park, pretty much.
The only thing the people around him can hear is the ding, 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 as it escalates and escalates as you finally hit down the final duck and like the alarm goes off for like the like confetti starts to shoot out. The man who was running the stand with like a big like bushy mustache, kind of portly fellow, but very clearly big happy energy. Well, I never thought I'd see the day, but my friend, you have just done the first perfect score of Ducky's Extreme Revenge. I don't know what to say. This is a momentous occasion. And Otto is just gobsmacked. His mouth has been open ever since you fired the first shot. I'm going to make Otto an insight check. Because that was really good gun work. It's a 10 DC. Okay, he does make it. Otto is slightly concerned why this man is really good at guns. So, in the present, Mac is being awarded with the biggest plushy unicorn that the world has ever seen. This thing is like full 10 foot by 10 foot. It is wild. It's basically a life-size plushie of a unicorn. And the man behind the counter is like sweating. He's like wiping his brow with like a sweat rag. Like, oh my god, this has never happened before.
Mac having a smirk, a smug grin on his face, happily takes the unicorn, nudges Otto a bit roughly with his elbow, and it's like, I'd like to see you do that. I'll pay for you this time.
No, I'm already paying. He puts the gold on the counter like, holy crap, where did you learn to do that?
I'm gonna do a 1d2 again.
Mm-hmm.
Because I have, he's getting so just like, I used to be in the military.
Oh man, that I should have guessed that. His brain he got like taps his head like, yeah, obviously. Man, that even for like a military dude, that was trained. Do you do like firearm safety stuff?
Yep.
Wow.
He's gonna bluff that. And knowing Otto, he's probably not gonna notice.
Yeah, no. Otto just instant fails any insight checks when it comes to being a smart person. That's just on the table. That's just how he works. Man, Man, gosh. I mean, I used to do some training like that, but never that intense. And I'm gonna roll him a deception check because he has never done any training. So because that is an 8, that actually is treated as a 10, which is 19. You may roll insight if you wish.
Oh, I'm gonna.
Sure. Low
That is a
rolls are.
-2, so.
Oh, if a low roll happens, this is gonna be funny. Oh, hey Hoosh, what'd you roll, bud?
I got a 3.
Oh.
He doesn't notice or care. Just like, okay, show me your stuff.
Otto clearly proclaims that he has training. Because this is so roll, yeah, I'm gonna continue with the conspiracy theory side of Mac because it's funny. Otto says he's never had training quite like this. That's because his training wasn't on firearms; it was on cultist daggers and stuff. So he'd probably be really good at like hand-to-hand combat stuff. Obviously, a modern gun wouldn't really fit with a Wanty cultist, like obviously. That's what Mac-Beth feels probably
That's
is
what he
right.
takes from it.
Yeah. Otto is given the gun, and I'm just gonna make a base dex check because he is not proficient in firearms. He is going to try and play the ducky game. Oh my god. So I got a 21. I think Otto like starts firing the gun and is like and like starts to be like, oh, hold on. Now this is just like firing a crossbow. Hold on. And he started doing ding 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 ding. He gets 2 off from the perfect game. He declines the plushie from the man, saying like, I don't really need the plushie. Thanks, man. And he puts the gun down from the place and starts to like walk away with Mac very happily, proud of himself to prove his own lie, if you will. Man.
Max finally coming up with the next question. It's like, so, what other weapons do you like to use? Knives, daggers, javelins?
Oh, well, really, I tend to prefer my rapier by my side here, and he pats the side of his back, or pats the side of his belt, where a interesting-looking toon rapier is being hilted. But really, most of the time, I just stick to my barbed spells. I'm not really much of a hand-to-hand combat kind of guy.
I see.
Yeah, more on the side of like, talking stuff. I'm decent at like persuading people.
I see. And he's sort of taking this all in. He has decided, it's like, so he might try to convince me to join his silly little cult.
Persuasion, you say? Because that is what bards do, which on paper is terrifying. He will go ahead and take you to the next stand in the festival, which is, of course, the cotton candy stand. Because I want to see this dumb hunk of a man eat some cotton candy.
Is Max technically a hunk? That's the question.
We're not going to answer that, because that will bump our rating from M to something else. I guess this is a T for teen. Whatever. We've only said fuck once. Ah, shit. Oh, fuck. Alright. Yeah, so Otto will take you to the cotton candy stand and pay for 2 stupidly big things of famous toon-kind cotton floss, or cotton candy, or fairy floss. Has many different names. He hands you this like 5-foot tall thing of candy floss, and he just starts munching at it very happily.
Mac is overwhelmed by all this sugar. He can't take this. No, he cannot have all this sugar. He has a strict diet and workout regime. So he only takes off, like, only the very top of it, just enough to fit in the palm of his, not the palm, but enough to fit in his hand, and he sort of just hands the rest to Otto.
So you get a fistful of cotton candy. Go ahead and add that to your inventory now. Uh, go ahead and does he go for like a full chomp bite, or does he try and like gently?
He's gentle about it. He's pulling it apart slowly and just stuffing what little bit he can.
He's pulling it apart like a bird's sinew. Oh, that's terrible. Okay. Uh, yeah, Otto will go ahead and down two like 4 foot tall things of cotton candy and be none the worse for it because Toon. Uh, oh man, it has been a long time since I had that. Are you doing all right?
It's like, yeah. I have to find a voice again. Yes, I do. I am doing quite well. Don't worry about it.
I don't know. Just I don't know. After the garden thing,
You
I,
don't need to worry about it, okay? I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. And he's not doing very good at probably alleviating stress. The more he's asked that if he's okay.
mm-hmm. Yeah, Otto like scrunches up like a turtle going into their shell, like going into his neck thing. Like, right? Uh, you sure about that? And he is. You can only see his eyes by this point. His mouth is covered by his scarf.
Mac-Beth is gonna punt this window. No.
Punt the boy.
No. Mac is gonna hold in his little bits of frustration. And this time he's taking him somewhere.
Okay.
If
So
that's okay with you.
yeah, no, Otto. If we want to do a smash cut, where do we smash cut to, my friend Hoosh?
We are smash cutting to an appliance store. You know, washing machines, sinks, basically the local
We're going to a
Home
Home Depot.
Depot.
Yeah, I was about to say we're going to Home Depot. All right.
And Mac is just browsing the dishwashers.
Otto, you expected this to be his breaking point. Like, this is where the character drops. He can't be too excited about fucking dishwashers. He is explaining to you the differences between the brands and the different things with the expert knowledge that only comes from stupid Toon adventures. Like, he has very clearly gone on a whole thing based on dishwashing. Yeah, so this one.
True, mystery ghost member.
Oh god, thank you, ghost member. Home Depot, where all the dads propagate. Uh, yeah, so he's like, so this one, you're gonna get a better dry clean with this. Like, it does the drying very well. But the problem is, it uses up way too much soap. And, you know how expensive, like, the dishing soap is. It adds that nice little sparkle that those dishes need. So this one, however, and he has too much information on this, and he's so excited about it. He has the energy of like a child explaining the different video games to you, except it's fucking dishwashers. Uh, has Macbeth finally like realized this can't be it?
Yeah, it's because of this. No noteworthy villain would be willing to look at dishwashers
No one.
for a slightly older man.
But to Otto, that's just Tuesday, baby. So Otto will like notice. I'm assuming Mac being like a little more quiet than normal and like kind of perk up.
Uh-huh.
Are you alright? I can be a little quieter if you need to focus.
No, it's okay. It's nothing. And he's just checking his phone, typing down. I'm gonna have Otto roll perception on this.
Okay. He is luckily not a good wisdom character, so it is just a flat 20. I'll say he needs a 15 to succeed, since it is a kind of a small screen. That is a 19 natural. What is being sent to your bosses?
Mac is typing down. It's like, guys, you sent me a fictional character. You are. He's not being professional about this.
Okay.
He's literally calling them out on sending him a fictional character to kill.
Yeah, if you've seen Alex Hirsch's S&H emails to Disney, it's basically that
Yeah.
tone. Otto sees this, and right before you're about to like turn around, you do get a ping back from your bosses, and they got the wrong guy. That's the only explanation you're given. It's you receive your payment for a job done. They say they got the wrong guy. There is not an apology. It is just, this was the wrong one. Here's your payment. That's it.
Mac is very, very frustrated at this point. He's gonna block that main boss number. He has many other bosses. He works for the government. He's got many contacts, so he's just gonna block that number if they're gonna be such a shit.
And as you're like angrily blocking, you finally turn around because you haven't been paying attention to Otto, which is a horrible thing to do. He will get up to mischief. And he was looking over your shoulder, and he has a look on his face. Go ahead and roll me an insight check, please.
Oh boy, his insight is -2.
Okay.
-2, please. That's a 0.
That is a 0. As expressive as Toons can be, Otto has frozen up. His frames are flicking between 2. It starts to look like animating on like 4s, like at a lower frame rate, and then animating on 8s, and then is by second he's flickering like,
Oh, no.
and he is just staring up at Mac. What does Mac choose to do?
Max sort of just tucks his phone in his pocket, tapping it, slapping his leg a little, and he's not even gonna try to salvage the situation. He's just gonna take him out back, and it's like, look, yes, I do like you. You're great to hang around, but yes, I'm sorry for the great misunderstanding. Please tell nobody of this.
So hold on. The phrase that you used was "took him around back." What? Describe that for me. What did that look like?
He grabs his arm and just drags him behind the Home Depot.
Otto doesn't resist. It's very strange, and even on a failed insight, he looks ready for it to be over. He realizes that you have a contract, and he realizes that you have a job, and he realizes, okay, I get it. And as you're exasperately explaining this has been a misunderstanding, his expression shifts, and I need to roll a save. Otto is not doing great with this. He nods, swallows something, a frog in his throat. Yeah, no, I totally get it. There's misunderstandings all the time. Man, just the other week, this isn't even the first time this month I've been accidentally, temporarily assassinated. So, don't worry about it too much. Hope your kid's doing well, all that. I'm assuming that if I ever talk about this, you'll hunt me down and kill me, so I understand that. Gotta keep it professional, all that. And I guess I'll never see you again, which is... I guess that's fine. and he nods. He,
I
despite
need you to
how...
do an insight on me real quick. I need you to do an insight.
Okay, not 15. That succeeds.
Yep. Mac is trying to say something. He's a little sad. He's just like he's having a hard time getting his words together, but he's wanting to say something, but he's waiting for you to finish.
Listen, if you just need to say something to me, like one last thread or something, you can say it. I understand. But I just, before whatever you're gonna say, I did enjoy our time together, and I'm sorry about the stupid butterfly thing. It was a dumb idea.
There is a desperation that you have never ever heard in anybody's voice before. A singular desperation, a, a mild cry for help of not being totally alone. And he's just like, please, let's do this again sometime. I enjoyed it, and please don't let me be alone. I have no friends.
Blink, blink, blink. Again, he's animated on a bunch of like blurry frames. His outline kind of sketches around. Uh, do you have any hobbies?
No.
Do you, uh, wow. I've never met a hitman that I felt bad about. Uh, Jeez. Kind of scratched the back of his head. Listen, I gotta get home, but I can give you my number, and we can stay in touch. I don't really know if your job will allow that sort of thing, but despite my appearance, I can genuinely keep a secret. And you don't need to worry about me telling off any cops. Uh, um, Jeez. I guess I'm just sorry for the trouble I caused you, but uh, actually, if you ever have the free time, there's this really cool little bar that you can show up at. It's the Crickets. You seem like you could use a little bit of a break. They're great with kids. You can bring your daughter, and you seem like you. How do I put this? I've seen a lot of people down on their luck, and seems to me like you need a break. All right? And he reaches up and pats you on the shoulder.
Mac just sort of takes the hand, just holds it for a second. He needs physical contact. He's been lonely for like ever since Micah's other parent decided to go bye-bye.
Mm-hmm.
He's just been he's just sort of like, so you want to come over to my place for supper, I guess? I mean I can cook. I mean, and I'm sure Micah will be glad to know that I actually have a friend and not completely alone anymore.
You freaking idiot. And he just gives you a big hug. It's a big, stupid, messy, kind of weird, awkward hug. You haven't had affection from another person that isn't Micah in a while. It's kind of awkward, it's kind of stupid, and it is intensely sincere. Otto wraps around you, gives you a pat on the back. How does Mac respond?
He doesn't at first. He's sort of shaky, and he just, after like a few seconds, as soon as Otto's about to pull away, he scoops him up
Oh.
and just starts walking home with him.
They walk into the sunset as we have a full like Otto like kind of chuckling. Remind me to tell you that time that I got an actual hit ordered on me. And we fade to black. Thank you so much, Hoosh, for joining me today.
Of course, as always. It's a pleasure.
Oh, it's always a pleasure. Charmed, I'm sure. Do you have any final thoughts for our future, present, past listeners?
I just want to know if Otto can handle spicy.
He will pretend he can for the sake of being nice. But he is going to probably like melt. So, hope you got the paint scrapers out.
Yep.
Whew.
Oh, and a floors or carpet, that's gonna be a mess.
Oh, get back to narrator voice. Hold on. Gotta do the outro. And so, Otto spent that evening eating a lovely gumbo served by Mac-Beth and his unique daughter. You may be a little confused, as at the beginning, I clearly stated that he would be killed brutally by the end of the day. This was technically inaccurate, but we all do expire one day. That's the fact of life. What matters in it is that you spend time with people and reach out. Perhaps the lesson here was not in coincidence and irony, but in coincidence and action. Otto and Mac-Beth seem to have chose action, choosing to make amends and make friends in strange places, as is often the case with such tunes. I have been your forever friend, Spiffy, and with me, as always,
The adorable Hoosh. Not adorable. Why did I say that now?
use a different adjective. We can do it again.
The ever so benevolent Hoosh.
And this has been the Bard's last play. Thank you very much for listening, and as always, what is my outro?
I don't think we have one.
Do we just go Baba Booey?
Baba Booey!
Baba Booey, Baba Booey, Baba Booey, Baba Booey,
Baba Booey, Baba Booey.